Most smartboards are used like expensive projectors, but with AI, they can become real-time learning tools. Technology does not create engagement. Instructional strategy does. When the board is a linear slideshow, it becomes a large, expensive projector. The novelty of touching the screen fades when all they do is advance slides or reveal pre-written answers. Creating interactive content from scratch is clunky and time-consuming. Most educators are already stretched thin with planning, grading, and administrative tasks. Many received a one-off setup session, power on, calibrate, use the pens, but little follow-up on pedagogy. Without ongoing support, the board becomes an isolated fixture, not part of the learning flow. Preparing for every contingency leads to content fatigue for teachers and students. The hardware is powerful, but it has no awareness. It needs dynamic content. It cannot gauge understanding, generate new questions, or adapt in real time on its own. The result: passive note copying, minimal participation. The issue is the static nature of the content we feed it. The board can only be as dynamic as the lesson plan, unless we add a way to generate content on demand. That is where AI can help, without adding complexity, hype, or sci-fi gadgets. Combine a smartboard's interactive canvas with AI's generative power, and the system becomes a dynamic teaching partner. Generate content in real time, a diagram, a summary, or a comparison chart, exactly when you need it. Create on-the-fly questions that match the moment. Adapt explanations for different learners right in front of the class. Prompt live student interaction and discussion around a shared screen. A student asks about desalination mid-lesson. You ask the AI for a simple diagram and a short explanation. Then generate follow-up questions to explore together. The board becomes a canvas for inquiry, not a wall for pre-made slides. This shifts the classroom rhythm toward participation, discussion, and discovery. In history, generate a quick list about women spies. Invite a student to highlight key details. Less prep time, more responsiveness, more student thinking. Generate discussion questions live based on the lesson. Type. Based on cellular respiration, generate 3 higher-order questions for 9th graders. Instant questions fuel rich discussion and quick checks for understanding. Tailor the questions to bridge gaps you notice in the moment. Ask. Generate a question that connects this event to our lives today. Relevance boosts engagement. Generate complex, multi-step questions for one group and scaffolded versions for others, publicly, transparently. Invite students to propose the prompt. They learn how better questions create better thinking. Rewrite explanations instantly for different levels. Ask. Create 2 practice problems for triangle area, plus a scaffolded step-by-step version. Students choose the version they're ready for. Confidence rises, support is visible. Paste a paragraph and prompt. Rewrite at a 5th grade reading level. Keep authenticity while increasing access. Prompt. Suggest 3 short activities to review a food web. Offer drawing, writing, or discussion options. Live differentiation normalizes multiple pathways to the same goal. Generate real-world scenarios students solve on the board. Prompt the AI to oppose the bill on fiscal grounds. Students debate and type rebuttals into the prompt. Students interview a character. Answer based on your motivations in Act 3. Set. Act as a friend pressuring me to skip class. I will respond with ways to say no. Practice in low-stakes space. Pause to highlight effective arguments or explain underlying concepts. You facilitate. AI generates dialogue. Students compare AI answers and critique them. Objectives like most vivid rainforest paragraph or simplest Pythagorean explanation. Each prompt and output appears side by side for all to analyze. Discuss word choice, tone, audience, and constraints, why one prompt outperformed another. They learn that better inputs yield better outputs, an essential 21st century skill. Generate reflection questions in the final minutes. Ask. Generate 1 multiple choice and 1 short answer question based on today's discussion. Use show of hands, quick sticky notes, or have a student write on the board. Fast and responsive. You get targeted feedback aligned to what actually happened in class. Creating the exit ticket live models reflective thinking and distillation of key takeaways. Students leave with clarity. You save prep time and capture exactly what matters. 5 ways: real-time questions, instant differentiation, interactive scenarios, prompt battles, and live exit tickets. Goal: more student thinking, participation, and interaction, not more technology. Together, AI and smartboards unlock responsive teaching. Next, what students and teachers gain when this works. You will see more participation and discussion, less passive note copying. Teachers gain time, insight, and flexibility. Students experience more participation, discussion, critical thinking, and ownership. They engage with ideas, not just screens. They practice explaining thinking and evaluating AI outputs. There is less passive note copying. The classroom feels more collaborative, challenging, and alive. Teachers gain less prep time and more responsive teaching. Immediate insight into student thinking guides next moves. You gain flexibility to adapt without abandoning objectives. With AI generating content, you focus on relationships and pedagogy. The goal is not more tech, it's more student thinking, participation, and interaction. Objection: this is too much technology. Clunky or flashy tech can distract. Response: when used correctly, technology disappears. Students focus on thinking, not the tool. A shared board prevents fragmentation from everyone being on separate devices. The board becomes a focal point for guided collective inquiry. Smart boards become thinking hubs, discussion drivers, investigation launchpads. Knowledge is constructed, questioned, and refined by the whole class. Start with a single prompt. Students choose and defend ideas together. Use current events to spark immediate inquiry. Teachers orchestrate learning. AI handles rote generation. Differentiated tasks, shared objectives, one collaborative surface. The teacher remains the pedagogical expert, reading the room and guiding depth. This is not distant. The tools exist today. Simple, accessible, ready to use. Pair the device on your wall with generative AI to build a more dynamic classroom now. Center student thinking, questioning, and collaboration. The result is a more effective and engaging learning environment. Use technology to amplify teaching. Smart boards don't boost engagement. Teachers using AI to drive thinking do.